You're listening to.
You are listening to.
You're listening.
Yo, what up, bitches? You're listening to Hey Poopy Podcast. Get your shit on.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?
And now, the Hey Poopy Podcast with Dave and Ellen.
Hey, it's dump day! And we're still in this...
It is dump day.
We're still in this crazy nightmare of this COVID-19 shit. So we are, once again, recording remotely in our undisclosed locations.
But the great part about this is everybody else is at home, and so they're easier to get in touch with.
This is true. This is definitely true.
So we're racking in the interviews.
It's not like anybody has anywhere to go, so...
Exactly.
We're all stuck at home talking about shit.
We're just here.
Yes. And with that voice, we have a special guest.
This is episode 63, but it'll always be number 2 to us. And this is Hey Poopy Podcast with
Dave.
Eileen.
You're the new co-host.
And our special guest, Eileen. It's me.
And Ellen.
And me, Ellen.
Yes.
I'm always here.
Well, Eileen, thanks for doing the show.
Get rid of me.
No. We're
absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Ellen and I are tied at the hip, so we can't. We're just like bonded as one.
Cute.
We are one. But yes, thanks for doing the show.
We know Eileen through her sister, the great Gigi Bon Bon, who we had on the podcast like a year ago. Gigi had some great stories for us, and Gigi's fiance, Kyle Bon Bon, has been on too. And Eileen is a very special guest because she's you have to tell me your proper title, but a funeral director, right? Yeah. Yep. That's it. Is that oh, perfect. I wasn't sure if it was mortician, funeral director, or like what.
Yeah, is mortician is mortician like an antiquated thing?
Whoever.
Oh, I figured mortician would be like an antiquated term.
Kind of. In school they teach you that the proper name is funeral director, but I don't care if people call me a mortician or whatever.
Okay, cool.
And you do all of it. Yeah. Yep. Make arrangements, embalm bodies, funeral services, stationery. It's like a morbid wedding. And it's your family business, so you were born into it. Yes, yeah. And actually, Jillian and I grew up living above the funeral home, so we have lots of stories about like crawling downstairs and harassing my dad, and like Jillian once plucked a family's flower arrangement like clean. But she was little, so they thought it was cute.
Oh, okay. She didn't do it. She was like a high schooler. That's good.
No. And before we go into fully who you are, we like to go into what your poo do. So how have you been pooping recently? I've actually been pooping really healthy poops. Yes. I sent you the Bristol stool chart. Can you tell us on the Bristol stool chart what you are doing? I'm probably like a 3 or a 4. Oh, I'm pretty flipping on out. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's the gold standard.
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty healthy.
It's like I very rarely have like the rabbit poops. Yeah. Those are no fun. Yeah, I hate those.
Yeah, those are so disappointing. They look so disappointing.
So unsatisfying.
Completely, yes. I'm always disappointed in myself and my body when I have those. But that hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah.
So.
What about you, Dave? How's your poops been?
I don't know. Mine's been kind of messy. But I mean, I think it's just like the chili.
Oh.
Because we made a bunch of turkey chili, and it's just been like, Gas City, and, we've been eating leftovers a lot.
Fiber.
So it's just been a bunch of that. And like, plus I threw in a bunch of kale into my chilly. So I think everything's making me like just go to the bathroom like constantly. So they're not really like solid. There's a lot of it though, but they're not solid.
Chili can clear you right out with all
God. Hell
the
yeah.
oil and the fiber.
Yes. But it might have been like, I would say like
a you guys have
six.
bidets?
Yes, we both do.
Oh, it's like the best thing ever.
Do you have one?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Billy and Kyle got us one for Christmas, and she kept saying, I get mad like when I can't like use a bidet or,
oh, yeah,
go to a restaurant, they don't have a bidet.
It's the worst.
It's a game changer. We've said it since the very beginning. It really is. Do you guys have squatty potties?
Yes, we do. Ellen gifted me one with a little nightlight underneath it. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, God, that's cute.
It's so good at night.
Yeah.
Lately I haven't been going at night, but when I do, it's just like nice and relaxing. I don't gotta turn the full light on. I got a little night light. It's amazing.
It's called the Moonlight Edition.
Yes.
So it's like I'm gonna have to get that motion detecting.
It's pretty incredible.
Oh,
it's really it is fancy. I feel very fancy. It's like I'm at a spa in my bathroom.
Truly a porcelain throne.
Oh yeah.
So for my check-in, I have a couple things to talk about. One, on our last episode with Maddie Glitterati, I totally pinched one off halfway through recording, and I didn't admit it until after, but I want to admit it now. And if any of you have listened to that episode, I wonder if you could find out that quiet moment where I put the phone on mute, so you didn't actually hear any splashdown. But yep, that was me pinching Smooth Criminal, No Push, No Wipe. It just fell right out of me, and I couldn't wait.
Wow.
And Maddie's stories were Maddie's stories were so epic that I couldn't put it on hold. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Exactly. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Then also part of my check-in is Dave and I originally were supposed to go on the SDR podcast this week, and we were supposed to try out these fart pills that make your farts smell like roses. And so I bought a bunch of sun chokes, but the sun chokes, we ended up not going on the podcast. Sun chokes are really good at making you fart. So I made them last night for dinner and tried out these fart pills in the privacy of my own home. And I can tell you that my farts did not smell like roses. They smelled like farts.
Now, did you take the pills? Wait. Did you take the pills before? How long did you take the pills before you ate the food?
I took the pills directly before eating the food.
Maybe you have to let it sort of sit for a minute, half hour.
Yeah, maybe I have to keep doing more tests with it. But all I could tell you is I was farting like I was getting paid for it.
Oh my God, poor Gerald.
I literally could have. And Gerald got mad at me because he was farting all through the night because he ate the sun chokes. He's like, I never want to eat those again. So that's funny.
Oh my God, yeah. I could totally see that.
Up in this place.
Holy shit,
and then, as I said before, and I'll say it again, I have pinched off 2 massive number 4s today, thanks to psyllium husk. I am so regular.
Nice.
But no push, no wipes, a good 10 inches just flew right out of me twice today already.
Look at you.
That is amazing because there's so many people that can't poop. Yep. And I feel so sorry for them. It's so important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our book report episode that came out 2 weeks ago when people are listening to this, I said that women are a huge portion that do not poop every day. They will only poop so many times a week. And I'm glad to say that I'm a woman who poops multiple times a day, and I'm very proud of it. Yeah. Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah. Eileen, tell us a little bit about yourself. Oh, well, I'm 30 years old. I live in Syracuse, New York. I'm a funeral director. I love mermaids. And I love sparkles. I'm really sad that maybe the mermaid parade isn't happening this year, but I'm still making my costume regardless.
Excellent.
Same here. And I'm having hope. I love plants and I love to be out in nature, and I really love roller skating, and I really love cats.
Aww.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Dave and I are both cat lovers. Aww. Dave and I are both cat lovers, so it's a good pairing.
Yeah. So we have that in common. Nice. I like how I'm glad that you have all the sparkle and the sort of like brightness paired with the I guess the whole, well, for lack of a better term, doom and gloom of death.
Gloom and doom. Yeah. Well, I used to be a dancer too. Like I went to SUNY Brockport for dance and actually lived in New York for just a couple of years. But yeah, I've always been a performer, creator. That's what I'm drawn to. So it was really hard to move home. And once I decided that I was going to go to school for mortuary school, I was just nervous.
Yeah.
When did you
Just because it's such a big switch. It was 2014.
Oh.
Like 6 years ago.
Oh wow, okay. So it's fairly recent.
Schooling.
It's 2 years, but they also had programs during the summer and stuff too. And then after your schooling, you have to take 2 national boards, a science and an arts portion, and you can't start your residency until you pass those. And a residency is a year long. I did mine with my dad, just because it's really hard to even get a residency anyways.
Right.
So I figured, why not just go with him?
Yeah.
Especially if I'm going to, like, take over someday.
Yeah.
But...
And did you come to the decision with your father about becoming a funeral director?
He always told me that you can't force anyone into this profession because it's wild and like you don't really know what your schedule is truly. Like you could get a call at any moment, even like at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So he just said, do what you want. Like I think you'd be great, but yeah, you have to want to do it. And I truly wanted to do it, but I was just nervous because I didn't know if it was like a fluke or if I could even do it. Like I never was a science mathematician in high school or college. Like I never even dreamed of like being a business owner. That's just like fucking crazy. But
and do you have anybody besides you and your dad helping?
We have trade workers and stuff. So there's a very lovely kid around my age, and he helps with like removals and stuff, going to nursing homes, going to private residences, stuff like that. And then we just have a bunch of retired people.
Oh, nice.
So, who we love. They're like our family. So,
yeah, because whenever I think of funeral director, I think of 6 Feet Under, and so like that's the only education I have, and that seemed like a pretty small operation.
Yeah, it's a very similar scenario, like how they live upstairs and the funeral home is downstairs. And even just like their whole dynamic with each other is kind of like spot on too. Maybe not as dramatic in real life, but it is like hard to separate like work from family and stuff like that. So,
and you were saying
I love
retired people. Yeah, it's such a great show. It's like one of the best shows ever.
It really is.
And you were saying a lot of the retired people can't work with you right now. Is it because of social distancing?
Yeah, we can't have anyone over 70 at a funeral service, which obviously, like, you can't help that if it's someone in, like, the immediate family. But yeah, like, our funeral employees, they're on a break right now. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
They're too precious.
It's a lot of stuff changed with COVID, with the rule.
It's just that we can't have calling hours. We really shouldn't have like mass, a church mass or anything like that. We've just been trying to limit it to immediate family only. And like today we had a service, and this man passed away, and his kids, like the kids and the wife and their partners, they all came, but none of the grandchildren came. And we kind of just did Zoom conferencing and stuff like that.
Yeah, NPR just did a whole
such crazy time.
Yeah, NPR just did a whole whole report on that, like about sort of Zoom religious services and especially funerals.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of curious like how that goes.
Yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking actually, just because like I know like our internet connection isn't the best at the funeral home. We have to like upgrade our bandwidth or something. I don't know what the term is.
Is it spotty?
It's a little bit spotty, but I think that it works, and I videotaped everything too.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's good.
I'm learning all about Google Drive today.
Oh yeah, Google Drive.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's, I mean, it's pretty incredible how you pivoted from like sort of creative art stuff into this. But I mean, your whole family's been doing it for so long. It's probably not that crazy.
Right.
You know, so it's, you know,
right.
you're used to it.
I felt like it was so crazy and was so self-conscious about like what other people would think. But now I don't care. And I'm just like trying to help anyone that I can, like whenever I can.
Yeah.
No, you work a very important, essential job, because life and death it's part of it. Death is part of life, and
totally.
God bless people like you who have these jobs. I don't think I would have the guts to be able to do it. So God bless people like you. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's pretty incredible.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And let's talk to you about your poop, or even like, I would love to know how you deal with poop when it comes to like people at the funeral home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know we want to be, we want to be very respectful of the dead, but it is poop and death is part of life.
Yeah.
It's the life cycle.
I want to be respectful, but at the same time, it's what happens. So it's just nature. And I think it's so funny that like everyone is so hush hush about poop. We need to be more open about poop.
We
for
say
sure.
that all the time on this podcast. Like, we want to take the stigma out of it, because especially there's so many health issues that have to do with your butthole and your guts, and like, and so we think it's really important to be able to talk about that stuff.
Yeah,
oh, for
totally.
sure.
So in the workplace, not everybody poops. It's not like you walk into the light and then you automatically like let loose. That's not what it is. It's like you don't just die and then like shit your pants. But some people do, and that's because all the muscles in your body are relaxing, including your sphincter.
Yeah.
And you have all these, like, as soon as you die, like, decomposition process, like, starts immediately.
Yeah.
So inside of your stomach, there's all of these microorganisms that are multiplying at rapid speed, and you get, like, a little bit of, like, a bloated belly, and we have to aspirate that, and if you don't, then the gases push everything out. Like, you know,
Well, we
urine.
kind of talked about this with a social worker.
Yes.
Yeah, we had an episode with a social worker, and she told us that there was a person that was living alone, and they died, and they saw that's what happened if they were left alone.
Yeah. That makes me sad. That's why it's so important to call your people every day.
Yeah, keep 100%. In touch.
Yeah. But I loved when you sent me the post of the AV plug, or like the butt plug.
Yes. Because I saw that on Instagram, and I was like, is that a real thing? Like, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, it is. And it's funny because I don't know if like anyone truly uses them.
Oh, really?
I think that's
not a thing?
I don't know what's teaching us that.
I just don't think there's like a true need for it unless your body is being flown like overseas or something like that, you know, like if you're just being transported on like a train or a plane or an automobile or like whatever.
It's like putting the wine cork back on a bottle.
Kind of, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that it's just basically a plug for the butt.
It's a butt plug.
Mostly when you are transporting a body.
Yeah, that's what I would use it for. Because services, it depends on the length. Like some people will do a full-on traditional service with a casket and a viewing like a week later. And I really just think it all, like, in that sense, it all kind of starts with like a good embalming. Like that can really that helps with gas a lot and like aspirating their stomach.
Right.
So yeah, can you go through those steps with us? Like, so when you get a call that somebody has passed, like what's the first steps that you guys do to then get into the embalming to get them ready for your funeral service?
So they call us, and then we arrive within an hour, or we just see, like, sometimes people like to, if they're in a nursing home, maybe they want like an hour or so or a couple hours just to like be with the body, and that's totally fine. In the textbook, they say that you should really embalm the body like within an hour, but that just doesn't always happen. So my dad usually does most of the removals. I'm more like, I pretty much help him do everything except for removals, unless they're extremely light, like anything over like 230 pounds I can't do. But yeah, so we receive the body. The body is in the funeral home. I then get fully suited up, which if you look on the Hollis gram,
yes, I've seen you on those videos.
Yeah.
They're hilarious.
Yeah. So important, especially right now. But then I'll go through and just start the embalming process, like making sure the chemicals are preset, pre-mixed, so I don't have to like go around like touching everything with like possible like bloody gloves or, you know. So I'll set everything up ahead of time, all my instruments, like everything like that, and I'll set them up on body bridges, which are just like, I don't know if they're steel, but they're just like long rectangular blocks on little like feet, just to prop them up so they don't get messy. And then you like set their features, like, you know, clean their eyes, like disinfect everything, give them a whole full body like bath, basically. Just wash them. And then when you embalm them, and you can actually Google this, like it's kind of crazy like how much you can learn on the internet from it. Like before I even went to mortuary school, I knew that we would be in a gross anatomy class, like dealing with cadavers and stuff, and I just didn't know if I could personally stomach that. So I, Googled just gross anatomy, and there's videos of like that, which is crazy. And
wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
And anything you want to know on embalming, you can pretty much find like on the internet. I don't know if there's videos. I hope not, but it's invasive.
So, like, when you first pick up the body, you have to let go of some of the gas that's in their stomach before you even embalm, right?
No. So you embalm them first. Like, you inject through the carotid artery and flush out the blood and chemicals going through the body. You're, like, replacing blood with chemical. And, yeah, so that happens. And then once the embalming is done, then you take this long, it's like a spike. It's called a trocar. You can Google that and they'll show you. But that you pierce through their abdomen, and then it sucks out like all of whatever's in the cavity. So like any blood, any
food or anything.
Any food, yeah, like anything that's in the stomach. And you just want to go around there and like, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, you're breaking up like the lungs,
but you're not
stuff like that.
You're not opening up the body to take out stuff. You're just doing this with this metal tool.
Yeah, that's just a simple like pierce, and then it just breaks up and sucks out all of the gas filled up in the stomach.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
it seems very, very like efficient.
Yeah,
it is efficient.
How long does the whole process take?
It takes I don't know, it's different for different funeral directors. My dad, it takes him like a half an hour, but it takes me like an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. But have you ever seen True Blood?
Yes.
Yeah. When Jessica is a new vampire and she's like the baby vamp. I'm like a baby funeral director. I'm like still trying to figure it out.
Right.
But I like to take my time. I don't see a sense in rushing it. Like, I like to treat an embalming process like it's like you're going to the spa. Like, I put cream on people's faces to keep them like moisturized and like
yes,
stuff like that.
That's great.
That's so sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, and Jillian got me mermaid brushes. Like makeup brushes. So everyone gets a little touch of mermaid.
Oh.
Do you do the makeup to them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and there's mortuary cosmetics for that. But lots of times, like, I'll just use like over the counter or drugstore stuff. Even like I've had products from like Glossier that I haven't been into, but I'll donate them to the funeral home.
And once they've been used on people who've passed, you probably can't use them on the living after?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
That's gross.
And like going back to you pulling stuff out of the gut, is there anything that you've ever seen that's like unusual, or like you were like, whoa, I just saw that they ate corn today, or
no, because like all of that is pretty much like broken down by that point. So, and you don't even really see it because it flushes through a tube and then flushes through another tube into the hopper, we call it. It's like a toilet.
Oh. And does that go out into the sewage system?
I think so.
It's not like a biohazard system or something.
We have like medical waste, like bags and everything like that, but it's pretty much like it all gets cleaned and stuff. I don't think it's really any different than like periods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure.
In our poop.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably some kind of like system set up before it goes out to like a,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. for sure.
Yeah, I just don't know like the logistics of it.
No, that's cool.
That's awesome.
The whole process is amazing, though. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Everyone that's listening to this is gonna be like, "Oh my god!" Going into our sewer system.
No. I think it's fucking fascinating. Though. I love it. It's incredible.
Yeah, I do too.
It's pretty crazy. I wish I could like visually show you, not necessarily like in a video or something, but it's so hard to explain in words.
No, I think you're doing a great job explaining it.
Yeah, totally. I get it.
I think you're doing an awesome job explaining it, and I'm so it's cool to know because I feel like it's all part of the cycle of life, and as I said before, and like I've always been curious. So like as Dave said with the whole South Park thing, do you poop your pants every time you die? So it's good to know that you don't.
Yeah, you absolutely don't poop your pants every time.
Oh.
And it's kind of like women who give birth. Like not every woman when they're giving birth poops, but sometimes it happens.
Oh my God, you're gonna have to do a follow-up Poopy podcast with Jilly.
Oh yeah.
After her whole pregnancy,
after the baby.
I need to know if she poops.
Funny that you come into life getting pooped on, and there's a possibility when you leave life you will poop on others. So
yeah.
Poop in, poop out.
It's poop in, poop out. It's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
So, Eileen, do we have questions about you personally as being a living, breathing human being about poop?
Yeah, so excited.
What is your first memory about poop?
I was thinking really hard about this, and I think that it probably was in like a bathtub or something.
Were you in the bathtub alone?
I think that I was in the bathtub alone, and well, I think that I definitely pooped in the bathtub once when I was little, but I was like super little.
That's
I don't know
okay.
if that's my
Other
first
people have done
memory.
it before.
You're like, it's last week.
I used to bathe. I used to bathe with my brother when I was a kid, and I'm 4 years older, and he pooped in the bathtub with me in it. So
I think everyone must have like pooped in the bathtub at some point.
Yeah. Especially when you're little, you want to just try it out. Like, can I get away with this?
Or you're just like can't get out of the bathtub, and you're like, well, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Exactly. And do you have any accident stories besides pooping in the bathtub?
Too many.
Too
many.
Are there any of them with
Bring
us?
it.
Yeah. Okay, so first one isn't really an accident, but it was more of like a dare. I was in middle school, and I was at my best friend's camp, and we were in the lake with her sister, and I really had to go to the bathroom, but we were such a ways away that like I definitely could not hold it. So my friend's sister was like, oh, I have to go too. Just poop in the lake and I won't tell anyone. And I'm like, okay. I'll just do that. I was like, if you're doing it, like I'll do it. And so I pooped. This might have even been elementary school, but so I pooped in the lake. It floated and then it sunk immediately. And my friend's sister is just screaming, and she's like, I can't believe that you did that. I was like, you told me that you were going to do it. Like, I saw it floating. I was like, no, you didn't. Which she totally did. I was just embarrassed.
That's hilarious.
Oh, my God.
So that's number one. Second one is I shit my pants. And I can't believe I'm saying this on Hey Poopy Podcast. But this was in New York. I went to a dinner with all of my coworkers and stuff, and we had shellfish and like scallops, whatever. I don't usually eat a lot of shellfish, but I did, and went home on the train. I was a little bit drunk, had some leggings and tights on, or leggings and a dress on, a new dress. Went on the subway to go home. I could feel my stomach rumbling. I could feel it cramping. I was like, Lord, like, we are at, like, the Bedford stop. I had to go to Halsey Street. I was like, okay, like, just not too long to go. You can do this. And then I get off the stop. I'm running. I'm literally, like, a few doors away from my apartment, and I absolutely just shit my pants. Like,
shit
goes down my leggings. Like, I just felt like a kid again. Like, I was just like sagging. It was in tight. Like, thankfully it was like contained in those leggings, but I ran upstairs and fuck, nobody was home. Jumped in the shower, like, washed it all, like, bleached everything, threw out my new dress, threw out everything, and just, like, had another glass of wine. I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe that I did that. I don't think I ever told my roommates that either.
Well, thank you for sharing it with us. But when I rewind a second, did you say it was soup that came down your leg?
It was like soup. Like,
I think that's the first time somebody's described it as soup before.
Yeah.
Soupy poopy. Like,
Soupy poopy. I love it.
It was traumatizing, but so happy I didn't shit my pants on the subway.
Oh my God.
That would have been just a nightmare.
I know, it is funny. We've had a lot of people on who've done it, like, right as they're going in their house. It's like the body knows.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It really does.
The body's like, I've held it to this point, but you're close enough. I'm just going to let go.
Yeah, I'm amazed how much our body can, like, hold on to this stuff.
Yeah. Especially if people who have deceased, their bodies can hold on to it better than we can.
I know.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean, that's saying a lot.
It was disgusting. I can still feel like it was like a full diaper. It was so gross. I could hear my sister. Ow!
Oh my God! Did you listen to her episode? She had plenty of things.
But I listened to Kyle, and I was dying. So funny.
We're gonna have his friend Luke on soon.
Oh my God!
All the stories with. So I'm so excited. Aww. But yeah, you should listen to Jillian's episode. There's a lot of she has no place to judge you.
Oh my God. Okay, I probably don't even know any of these. I'm gonna listen to it right after.
So funny.
Oh my God, that's so good. I love it.
And what kind of toilet paper do you like?
I like Wegmans brand.
Wegmans.
I'm on a budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now there is no toilet paper.
Yeah, we have a secret insider in the toilet paper world, but they are legally not allowed to come on to the podcast. But we heard that they cannot keep the trucks going of, like, delivering people toilet paper in grocery stores.
Wow.
Like, they are on overtime.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I feel so terrible for them.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
But yeah, we need that toilet paper. Ooh, actually, before Wegmans brand, we really liked Scott's Tube Free.
Oh, yeah.
But they got rid of it. They stopped making it.
Oh, really?
Dave, you were doing the Scott Tube Free for
it's
right?
a little weird. It's really hard to get onto the roll at first because, like, it's so, like, mashed up in the middle there. But
yeah, it is.
And it's weird because, like, I feel like it's a little bit thicker than normal Scott to make up for the fact there's no tube, I guess. But it's just I don't particularly like it, but I like the idea that there's no tube. But it's just really they should really try to develop that again because I thought it was a smart thing to do. It's like no waste.
Yeah, right. Like, why don't you want to save the environment, Scott?
Well, we've learned that Scott is. We thought it was like a better toilet paper, but they are one of the culprits that cut down a lot of trees, so not necessarily a good one.
Yeah. All right. Well, then, after you.
Yeah. we're more into buying recycled bamboo. So when it comes to the environment,
I haven't even tried that. I should.
I don't know what Wegmans brand is.
Tip.
Yeah. I don't know what Wegmans, but like Trader Joe's brand is mostly recycled, which is really great.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's I like a lot.
I love having a bidet though.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, the bidet it's a game changer, especially right now with all the toilet paper being sold out.
Yeah. Well, actually now, for people that are having problems getting bidets, which I heard is like a thing now because people are like, ordering these things and they can't keep up as well. You can get this new thing, Culo Clean, which is so fucking. First of all, the name is hilarious. Culo Clean, which means butt in Spanish.
Culo.
Yeah, culo. It turns like any plastic bottle into a bidet. It's got a little screw top with, and you just pop that sucker on. So if you're in a pinch or if you're traveling or whatever, it's just like a great little inexpensive way to get your own bidet. It's like a little squeeze bottle. It's fantastic.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's a little attachment for the top.
I think
you could probably make one at home with a drill.
I may have seen that in an ad. Yeah,
oh, really?
You probably could.
I mean, it's probably so easy to make one if you're really in a pinch. But I just like the idea that it's out there, that someone thought of something really simple and easy and cheap.
Reminds me that, like, to clean a dead person's poop, lots of times it's pretty much just like a bidet. Like, we have a hose that we use to just clean the body and everything. But I put the pressure a little bit and give them like a little bidet cleaning.
Wow. So
Yeah.
is it like a kitchen hose? Like we've interviewed people who even have these things called bum guns, which are like a hose attachment for your shower to clean your butt with.
Yeah, it's just like a medical gardening hose almost. It's skinnier, but it's just a white hose.
Oh,
Dave,
nice.
don't you feel comfortable that when you leave this earthly plane, you'll still be bidet washed out in the tiny hole?
I mean, well, Eileen will do that. I don't know if Joe Schmo down the block's gonna do that. They might be like, "Fuck this guy! I'm not doing that shit." That costs extra down here in New York.
I cannot even imagine what being in the funeral industry in New York is like.
Oh my god!
I don't think
crazy.
I would do it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it. I really
it's probably
wouldn't.
so busy.
It's probably nuts.
Yeah.
It's probably like I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's anything
Yeah,
like,
and Eileen has.
I'm sorry. What?
Go ahead.
I was going to say the
Dave,
book.
go
I
ahead.
forgot the name of the book right now, but it's about the at one point the lead not exhumes of bodies, the people that the morgue for NY.
Oh, like a coroner?
Yes, a coroner. So the lead medical examiner coroner made a book, and it was so good. And just talked about the whole process of dead bodies and everything. So and they were just slammed constantly. And she talked about a lot of. So I can't even imagine. It must be just like a nightmare.
I can't imagine making home removals with a stretcher going up jillion flights of stairs of steep ass stairs. No,
Totally.
No.
I could never.
Exactly.
No, do we ever?
We are fans of Howard Stern's show, and I don't know, Dave, if you heard, but he's obsessed with that show, 600-Pound Life. And they said that there's so many times where these 600-pound living human beings have to get taken to the hospital, and they have to get so many people in these apartment buildings to carry them downstairs. It's impossible. And that's a living person.
Right.
Yeah, that seems hard.
Right. I just know that sometimes they, the fire department, my dad has had to call them before to get their muscle and stuff. Just if you're in a tricky spot, if you, I don't know, die in the shower or something, and you're all wet.
Oh, I have to ask, because there's been a couple of celebrities who have died on the toilet. Have you heard of anybody who died on the toilet? Judy Garland died on the toilet. Elvis died on the toilet. Yep.
You know why they say that? It's because you're pushing, so it gives you a heart attack.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, totally. it's the vagus nerve, and that like can strain you out. We actually had a guest on, Matt Holtzclaw, who actually fainted more than once trying to push too hard on the toilet.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's hardcore.
Whoa. I've never heard of that.
So you
Like a
came
living
across
person?
people? Yeah, a living person.
I personally have not, but my dad has.
Yeah, you can even there's a Wikipedia page of all celebrities who have died on the toilet.
Didn't they say Elvis died on the toilet? Or
Yep.
I'm mixed. Oh, he did though?
Yep.
Yeah.
Elvis died on the toilet.
My
a bunch of people.
A friend of mine in high school made this amazing shirt, and I'm so pissed that I lost it. He silk screened this shirt in school. We had a silk screening class. We had making T-shirts. He made a shirt that said Elvis died in the toilet, and it was the best thing ever. I mean, and I'm so angry that I lost it. Like, it was one of my most favorite possessions.
Tell him to make another one.
I know. I don't really talk to him,
one.
but I should probably I could probably make it myself from memory. I was so into it.
According to Wikipedia, Catherine the Great died on the toilet. Lenny Bruce. It says that Catherine the Great died of a stroke while attending a chamber business. But, I guess the chamber business was her
poop business.
Secret chamber. Yeah. Lenny Bruce, Judy Garland, Elvis Presley are just to name a few of people who've died on the toilet. And if any episode we're going to talk about that, if there's any episode we're going to talk about people dying on the toilet, it would be the one where we have a funeral director on.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Seriously, I just hope we don't ever die on the toilet. That sounds
That
terrible.
would be. I mean, I guess I'd
Can
be
you
dead.
imagine if
It would suck.
we would have our bidet streaming, and then you just keel over, and the stream is still going.
Oh my God.
I can see that now. That's why I'm laughing so hard. My biggest fear is always that I would die in the shower alone, and people would find my body with the water pouring.
I honestly would love to die in the shower. I mean, not really, but I love the shower. That is my thinking place. So I could die there.
I mean, you'll be dead. You're not going to care.
Yeah. It's just getting you out is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that and the discovery. You're like, oh, man. He fell into a bar of fucking lava up his ass. What?
Yeah.
And Eileen, our question is floor versus pants is our famous question, meaning if you had Bristol 7 coming out of you with no toilet in sight, it sounded like you originally went in your pants, but if you had today to do it, would you go on the floor or would you continue to go in your pants?
Oh, that's a toughie. I think I would just go in my pants because then I can just wash everything.
Yeah.
I don't want to just have my nastiness all over the place.
Has there been any time where you've been at work where have you had an accident or is it fun? Is it comforting to know that if you fart at work, you're just farting around people who have since passed, so they're not going to smell it. You're not insulting them.
Honestly, yes. Yeah, it's very comforting that they don't care. And also my dad, he's my dad. So if I fart, I'll just be like, oops, I farted. Oops, I'm crock dusting you. And then if he ever farts, he always goes, what? Did somebody step on a duck?
The old Rodney Dangerfield. That's the old Rodney Dangerfield line from Caddyshack.
Yeah. So it seems like you have a fun working environment when it comes to your farts.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's great.
Chill.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Have a good boss.
Yeah, right? You got a fun boss.
Have a fun boss. But he's always been so open about farting.
Well, that's cool.
That's the best.
Yeah, my dad is not. So that's
Always.
Pretty amazing that you have a father that does that.
Has he ever Have either of you ever farted and blame it on the person who just passed away?
No. No. Nope, I always fess up to my farts.
Like sometimes I'll pass the blame on my dog or my cat.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely pass the blame off to my cat for sure. Lots of times I'll fart on the couch and then Neil just like slowly looks over to me with this like stare, like, oh my God, you did not just fart. Because most of the times they'll just smell like death. Especially around the period time. So
yeah. Do people who have passed, do they ever let out any gases? That's kind of fart like?
Yeah, absolutely. They totally let out some gas. It's not like a dramatic like fart noise or anything like that, but once in a while you'll smell something interesting. And but this is also extremely important to note that I have a respirator now, courtesy of my husband. He was like, take this, like you need this more than I do. And the respirator is amazing because I can't smell a single thing, so I can really just go and do my business.
Oh, that's amazing.
Was the respirator something that's like post-COVID?
Wait, what?
Like, did you have to use the respirator because of Corona, because of COVID-19?
I was using it like a couple of years, maybe like a year or two before this even happened, just because I'm a woman. So, I want to have kids someday. So.
Oh, that's like a difficulty with kids because of all the chemicals?
Toxic chemicals, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're cancerous and it's bad news bears. So I definitely am head to toe covered and definitely wearing a respirator. Because even sometimes, like, the smells of the chemicals can really make your eyes water.
Oh, completely.
Completely.
Some of the chemicals, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is one of them is formaldehyde, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like all formaldehyde.
Yeah, and formaldehyde is so evil, but they, for some reason, put it in a lot of women's cosmetics, like nail polish and stuff. And it's like, why are we putting that on living tissue when that goes on dead tissue?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's messed up.
Yeah, it is. Why the cosmetic companies can get away with that stuff is scary.
Yeah, I try and like just buy products that are like eco-friendly, like vegan, whatever, just to like counterbalance it. But I'm such a spaz about the chemicals that I just cover myself from head to toe.
Of course, you should.
Yeah.
Has there been any like changes with COVID, with Corona about bearing? Do you have to be more cautious for certain things, even though you are still covered? Is there like new things that they're saying that you have to do during embalming?
As far as we know, so far the bodies are not contagious. There's no like studies to prove that right now, I guess. But yeah, I'm just being extra cautious. You should always wear PPE like that. Like, I post those videos because they're like it just looks ridiculous, but it's the most important thing that you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, PPE for life.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think that everyone's just like relearning that they need to be wearing PPE because we can get like a little bit lackadaisical sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like not everyone will wear gloves even.
That's so crazy.
I mean, just for like making removals and stuff like that. But
yeah,
you have to wear gloves when you're embalming.
Better to be safe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dave, do you have any more questions or anything you think I left out?
No, I think we covered a lot. I think we got it all.
Eileen, do you want to add anything?
I will say that I put my toilet paper under on the roll just because of
yes.
my back.
Yes, finally.
I used to be a firm over. Yeah. Used to be firm. Like, I thought over was the only way until we had cats. And then I was like, all right. They just totally unraveled this whole entire thing with toilet paper. So.
Oh, yeah.
And right now, toilet paper is worth more than gold. So you got to take care of that precious commodity.
Completely.
You know, I have the thinnest toilet paper right now, and it's so ouchy. So you guys have a good day.
Just pat. Don't wipe. Pat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That'll be less ouchy, and it's better for your neither region.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
No hemorrhoids.
Exactly. We do not want that.
We're a hemorrhoid-free zone here.
It's a wonderful thing. The takeaway from today is get a bidet, everyone.
Exactly. Dave, do you want to go into Let's Get Shitty?
Let's do it.
This is where we get to complain about stuff. You can complain about anything you want.
Yes.
Really?
If it's poop related, you get more bonus points, but it can be anything related.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for Let's Get Shitty.
All right. So, yes, Let's Get Shitty. It does not have to be poop related, but since you're our guest, if you'd like to go first, Eileen, you're more than welcome to.
Well, I would just like to complain about how hard it is to clean a toilet in general.
I'm with you on that.
I wish that there was a better way, especially like with this bidet attachment. I literally am using friggin' Q-tips to like clean around all the like crevices and stuff.
I completely agree with you.
Yep.
And I know this sounds like bougie as fuck, but we have a cleaning person that comes every other week, and now they can't come because of quarantining. And I had to scrub my own toilet, and I was not happy with that whatsoever.
It's so gross. Neil, like, I'm the one that cleans the toilet all the time. I'm like, Neil, fucking clean the toilet. Like, you're the one who blows it up every morning. So. And we're really complaining.
Hey, I get it. Well, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I hate cleaning the toilet. It's like the worst fucking thing. Ugh, so disgusting.
It is.
It's just like nasty.
You know what, though, too? This isn't even like human shit related, but like cat poop, too. Like, Neil, you got to clean the kitty litter box sometimes. I know Kyle has been since like Jillian is pregnant and everything, but these boys, you got to clean the cat poop.
Agreed.
Yep.
Can't do it all the time.
Yeah, Dave, I don't know if you know, but a pregnant person can't clean a cat litter because there's like bad toxic stuff that's bad for the fetus.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That sucks.
So, Eileen, it sounds like you just have to get pregnant, so Neil will have to clean the litter.
Yeah, I know. Knock me up, Neil.
Yeah.
Dave, do you ever get Let's Get Shitty?
I don't know. I mean, I do, but I just like this whole coronavirus thing and the lack of information. But it's just like, that's just like low hanging fruit. Like I wanted to have it a little bit more like personal. I guess I would say, I say my Let's Get Shitty is me because I keep starting these little projects, which is great, but I just keep adding more work for myself. Like these little things. I'm like,
follow through?
Well, no, I follow through, but it's just the problem is like now I'm like, oh, I have all this time to do all these extra projects and things that I just sort of forgot about or just didn't get a chance to do. And now I have the time to do it, but then I keep adding on more shit. So it's just like I keep making more instead of like being like having a day to like kind of just relax. And now I'm like making way more work for myself than initially when this whole thing had started. It's like kind of crazy.
Well, if you're coping by keeping yourself busy, then do it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want to like I'm complaining about. Oh, I have too many ideas. It's just more like I was gonna take some time to like watch a movie, just kind of relax. And now I'm like just in my office all fucking day working on things and getting shit done, which I do enjoy. But there's times where I'm like
stressing yourself out.
Yeah, I'm giving myself more work, and some of it is like stuff I have to get done anyway. But a lot of it's just like, oh, this would be a cool idea if I did this. What about this? And like when you have like all this unlimited time to think about things, I'm like, oh, I should probably do this.
Right.
So, it's a first world problem in a pandemic, but I guess we're not so much of a first world
problem. But it's real.
But it's real, yes.
And it's, I mean, honestly, it's like you should just like take time to just watch a movie and stuff. Like if you're starting to feel overwhelmed, just fucking sit down. Like, yeah,
it's hard for me. Like even when I watch a movie, I'm like I'm in the background, like drawing or working on another project at the same time. Like my brain's never like in one place. Yeah. It's always like, you know, in 3 different places at once. So I can't.
Never.
It's hard for me to like sort of sit down and just be.
Yeah, definitely. Well, even if you're doodling and like or doing whatever and working and watching a movie, at least like you're sitting down and relaxing. True. I guess.
Yeah, Ellen.
Just make sure you relax.
Yes, that's a key. Yeah. Ellen, you got anything to complain about?
I actually have I made myself a huge list of Let's Get Shitty. So I'm gonna break them down for each episode because I just didn't want. I was like sitting there like I don't want to just complain about the quarantine. Like that's just too easy.
Right.
So my number one thing on the list is people who are still smoking cigarettes during this. I'm sorry. I know you're addicted, but people, you need to fucking stop because this is a disease that fucks up your lungs. If you get sick, you're basically like, it's like you already have cancer. Like, take care of yourself. And I'm not trying to like be an asshole about it. I just want to be like, overall, this is the time you got to learn to quit to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always fucking hated cigarettes. It's a terrible habit. It is. And I hated them even more when they took my aunt away from me, who she died of lung cancer over 20 years ago. But I am like even more hating them because if you need your lungs to get through this and all these ventilators that are keeping all these people alive, please don't poison your lungs any more than they already are. Right.
Agreed.
I want everybody to get through this like positively. And if you got to smoke weed, do it like with a vape or something that's like a little less
edibles
on your lungs. Let's take care of your lungs. Yeah, edibles. I'm waiting for the day where I can just easily get edibles. I know. New York has just got to be freaking legal already, especially after this. We need a huge economy boost.
Yeah, how's
go legal after this? It's essential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Infrastructure and weed.
So if they don't, I'll be astonished. Yeah. They need a big that will be the economy boost that this state needs. And we're super in the hole after all this shit. So we are in the hole.
Ugh. Well, we're gonna flush those problems down the drain. There we go. So we're gonna get to our next.
This is so cute.
Yeah. We're gonna get into our little news segment here, and I'm gonna play again another sound effect, and then we'll get right into it. So stand by. I love that. It's so funny. It's still like every time it makes me laugh. So this news story, I think. Well, Ellen sent this to me, and another friend sent this to me, emailed it to me, and I figured, it's kind of like what's going on as far as like it's timely. So the whole story, this was in a
as much as I don't want to dwell on all this like Corona stuff, and especially on this podcast, like I would love for our listeners to have a good hour of like taking their mind off of what's going on and just being funny and educational. But the news about poop and Corona are like they're lining up too perfectly.
Yeah. They're like it's fast and furious, as I said before. Fast and furious.
This is your moment.
Yes,
it is.
This is our time to shine. Well, New York City's health department is this whole article, by the way, has so many dumb puns in it, but it's pretty funny. So New York City's health department is bending over backwards to warn the public about the whole new threat of rim jobs. New York City declares a war on rim jobs in graphic health department memo. This is an actual.
I love that they even said rim jobs too. They like.
Well, rim job.
Like we don't even know.
the proper term for this.
I know, it's so funny.
I need to know if someone giggled when they were writing that.
Well, the best was, rim jobs is in quotes, too. It's in quotes. It's made me laugh even fucking harder. They're like, rim jobs, and it's so
They're
funny.
Like, how can we say this legally?
Yeah.
Crossing salads, eating ass. Oh, rim job. Only.
Yeah,
Why
and they're
rim job.
And whoever wrote this, they're saying it as if like no one knows what the fuck we're talking about. It's like, ooh, what's that?
Everybody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah. So the whole city's health agency was like basically
salad right now.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's just like they're issuing graphic guidelines as far as like safe sex practices during this whole coronavirus like quarantine and trying to be safe. So they're saying they're labeling masturbation as the safest types of sex with a partner, which I'm like, what?
But Lord, hunker down.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
But they're calling.
Pornhub is supposedly giving all their premium stuff for free, so
yeah, there you go.
Pornhub is on top of your masturbating.
Yeah,
Pornhub is the best.
Pornhub's great.
Exactly.
Well, but the city is definitely they're calling out rimming, or as they wrote in the article, using the tongue on an anal rim of another person's sexual pleasure for sexual pleasure. Oh my God!
You don't know what rimming is.
Yeah, and again, quote, rimming, mouth to anus, might spread COVID-19 virus and feces.
Yeah, you don't think it's a.
Yeah, it's like no shit, dude. Yeah, because it's in the feces. It's like no shit, dude. I mean, it's just like
It's also like people's fucking bodily fluid, so they're around there.
Yeah, and I guess
but you would think that, like, I read this whole book that a lot of things, once it goes past the digestive tract, like really, really dies. So the fact that corona is still being passed through the digestive tract is insane.
I mean, this is hilarious. Like this, I mean, just the whole idea of like, because you're supposed to, keep 6 feet away from people, and they're like, and be sure not to lick anyone's anus. I fucking love this shit. And there's one person wrote, because like Twitter went crazy with this whole thing, but someone had written, not on Twitter, but like there's like day 13 of quarantine. My parents read the New York City coronavirus sex guidelines and now discussing rimming at the dinner table. And they wrote right after that, they wrote need evacuation ASAP. So yeah, I just thought that was really fucking hilarious, man. Like,
That was a good one. I also think it's funny that all these fuckboys can't be fuckboys right now because they're literally stuck at home quarantining.
Yeah, loving the time of corona.
Another writer,
oh my God.
Another person joked, the New York City coronavirus sex guide goes from kissing straight to rimming ass, which just goes to show you how badly New York City was begging for a plague. Like in the guideline, they talk about like just stay away from kissing, and then right after that's rimming. They're like, what goes after kissing? I guess kissing ass. So I thought that was a really funny story. I mean, it was like a health, obviously a health advisory, but just hilarious,
Takes ass to mouth to a whole new level.
Completely. So anyway, but Eileen, thank you so much for being on the show. Like, we were so happy.
Much. It was fun
to have you on. It was amazing.
We learned so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Never felt so comfortable talking about poop.
Oh, good. Well, this is the place.
It was so fun. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
It's so funny how your accent is so much like Jillian's.
Yes, it's very similar.
My God. Yeah,
you guys definitely sound like
too similar.
Yeah.
You
can tell you guys are sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. We definitely
If we ever had you guys on together, you'd have to you have to be like, okay, this is Jillian speaking, this is Eileen speaking.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't be able to tell you apart.
Sometimes I can't tell if it's me or my sister. So.
That's so funny.
It even trips me up.
Thank you again. And if people need to find you on the socials, where do they find you?
They can find the Hollis Funeral Home Instagram, and it's just at Hollis Funeral Home.
Which I love following because I feel like you do a lot of positive things about death and like history and everything.
Yeah.
It's an awesome Instagram.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm like, we're a small community, but if I can like educate like a little bit of people, then I'm good with that. Just knowing like what your options are, and I think that we can have a sense of humor about death, like as long as it's, respectful. respectful and appropriate, like timing and stuff like that. So yeah.
And you taught me so much about that butt plug that I will put on Instagram so people know what we're talking about.
Hell yeah, the AV plug. It just stops everything before I have to.
Nice.
So funny. Oh, you never think that butt plugs are going to be in your past life, you know?
In your future past life.
In your future past life, exactly.
Well, again, thanks again for being on the show. And then we'll be back next dump day.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. We'll hit you guys back up next week with a new episode.
Yeah.
And all that fun stuff. And stay safe.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We're so excited to keep bringing you all the poop news.
For sure. Stay safe out there, and no rimming.
No rimming.
No rimming. Happy spidaying.
Yeah.
Happy pooping, everybody, and toot, toot, toot.
Hey Poopy Podcast is brought to you by Perfect 4 Entertainment. Produced by Dave and Ellen, with executive producer Stormy Leather. Edited by me, Dave.
For more information, go to heypoopypodcast.com for episodes, merch, and more. Follow us on Instagram at heypoopypodcast and Twitter at heypoopy. Theme song by Jordan Perlson. Hey Poopy.